Never in my life have I thought I would make a video on a channel that is all about entertainment and comedy and action series, but here I am. Hello there. This is Lubo B with a serious video about Bulgaria, my motherland, and its protests that happened on December 1st, just a day ago. I wanted to make a serious video ever since the protests have started, as at first peacefully, until provocateurs came in and made it violent. Yesterday on December 1st, thousands of Bulgarians have gathered around the streets of Sofia, the capital of Bulgaria, to protest against one of the most controversial political projects for 2025, or rather for 2026, next year, once Bulgaria enters the Eurozone. This 2026 budget promised to raise so much taxes which pissed off a lot of Bulgarians like me. Then, a political party known as We Continue the Change have organized a protest against it on November 26th by the leader Asen Vasilev, Ivalo Mirchev, Nikolai Dundukov, and so on from this party. There were more than hundreds of protesters near the parliament, demonstrating peacefully and also declaring resignation of the government. And the two most controversial party leaders, Boyko Borisov from the infamous party known as GERB, and the other one, Delyan Peevski, the leader of the infamous party known as Movement for Rights and Freedoms, and also the Prime Minister of Bulgaria, Resignation, also a controversial leader and corrupt like Delyan and Boyko, the mafia leaders. Yes, mafia leaders as we all call them. However, no one in the parliament really gave a fuck about it. But after the protests, Boyko has said that they will withdraw the budget plan, but didn't say they will renew it or anything. But guess what? Boyko didn't withdraw the budget 2026 project nor renew it. He basically lied in front of the Bulgarians, in a confrontation between him and Asen Vasilev from We Continue the Change, and thus Asen promised another protest on Monday, December 1st. And now we go to December 1st, the day the protest begins at 6 p.m. Bulgarian time. As of first, it all began peacefully at first, as thousands and thousands of Bulgarians gathered around the capital of Sofia and the parliament to protest peacefully and declare the withdrawal of this project and an immediate resignation of this corrupt mafia government. No matter how many times people say if there is no government, then there is anarchy, and this would lead us to chaos. That's what people say. Now we go to 8 p.m. Bulgarian time, and that's where shit hits the fan. Provocateurs come in this protest masked and hidden. Those provocateurs are mostly General Z, and they have decided to escalate this protest, making it the most violent in Bulgaria in decades. The provocateurs went to the central building of the political party GERB, and also to the central building of Movement for Rights and Freedoms, or for short instance, MRF, or in Bulgarian, DPS, DPS. The police too were there along with other protesters who were peacefully protesting near the central buildings of DPS and GERB. There were also lots of journalists from different TV channels like BTV, Nova TV, BNT, also known as Bulgarian National Television, Bulgaria on Air, and so on, to broadcast the protest as it unfolded. Unfortunately, one journalist was a victim of this madness and several civilians too were victims of this provocation. And also a few gendarmerie officers who were trying to defend themselves and the properties they have damaged yesterday. Here is how it all went down. Be mindful that all the footages used in this video are not mine and doesn't belong to me.
On the 1st of December 2025, the protest against the 2026 budget began peacefully at 6 p.m. Bulgarian time. At first, it seemed peaceful. The citizens are demanding the resignation of the corrupt government. Until between 8 and 9 p.m., the protest started to escalate, as provocateurs came out to the protest, and then they turned this peaceful protest against the 2026 budget to a big violent riot in decades. As it goes, the provocateurs were throwing bottles, rocks, firecrackers and poles at the policemen. Their anger went against Boyko Borisov and Delyan Peevski because of the Budget 2026 project. This resulted in them destroying Boyko and Delyan's party central headquarter buildings, and also breaking and destroying police vehicles, and also injuring them along with a journalist. It all started last week on the 26th of November, after the government commission reveals the budget plan. The corrupt government have agreed to this, and the reactions were so high enough, and many people got so angry and mad at the government, including a politician inside the commission.
Кой разпореди това безобразие? Кой разпореди разпореди това безобразие? Кой разпореди това? Господине, вие сте в криза. Не, господине, вие сте в криза. Няма да се случи тази комисия по този начин. Няма да се случи тази комисия по този начин.
Колеги,
не, колега, вашия сценарий умря. Няма да се случи тази комисия по този начин.
Господин Василев, не си...
Няма да се случи тази комисия по този начин.
Господин Василев...
Няма да се случи тази комисия по този начин. Няма на тъмно да приемете бюджетите на държавата. Няма да се случи тази комисия по този начин. Със сигурност. Няма да се случи тази комисия по този начин. Толкова ли ви е страх,
господин Василев,
да направите комисията в 2:15, както беше обявена?
Успокойте се.
От какво ви е страх?
The same day, on the 26th of November, the party we continue to change went on a protest against the budget. The protest was peaceful, unlike the next one on the 1st of December, because 2 days after the protest, Asen Vasilev promised another one, 2 days after the first protest, to convince the government to resign and withdraw the budget plan.
Протестът беше мирен, този протест също ще бъде мирен, но трябва да спрете провокаторите и да не позволите на новото начало и различните групи да инфилтрират провокатори. И тук е вече към господин Борисов. Оттеглете този бюджет, не взривявайте страната. Има шанс този бюджет да бъде преработен, така че той да е добър за всички български граждани. Но това минава през неговото оттегляне и смяната на философията. Видяхте, че хората няма да позволят да им бръкнете в джоба и да заложите увеличение на данъците, независимо дали е тази година до година или по-до година, с което да се компенсират липсата на европейски средства.
Yes, the 26th of November protest wasn't that peaceful, unlike the one from the 1st of December. Sure, there were provocateurs, but they didn't turn that protest into a violent one like the other one. On the 1st of December 2025, the protest against the 2026 budget began peacefully at 6 p.m. Bulgarian time, promising higher taxes and higher debts, and as well as no fixing roads, schools, hospitals, and more. After this violent protest, the mafia leaders Boyko and Delyan still refused to resign after the night, including the Prime Minister Rosen Jelyaskov, and they promised to rework on this budget. There is a chance that they will make it even more bad than the other one, but we will see soon.
Оставка моя могат да искат само моите избиратели, а те първо ще ми дадат по-голямо доверие и го виждаме всички.
President Rumen Radev, who he too is against the corruption, addressed the nation the day after. Delyan Peevski and Boyko Borisov have said that they will not resign even after the protests. However, the party We Continue the Change gave the government an ultimatum. If the government doesn't resign, then We Continue the Change will organize a vote of no confidence. If it goes successful, the corrupt government collapses and new elections will be held. If it doesn't go well, then We Continue the Change will organize yet another protest next week. The December 1st, 2025 Bulgarian protest and riot will remain one of the worst ones in decades. There will surely be more to come in the future, and might escalate even more badly than this one.
And so that concludes the breakdown of the story of this 2026 budget bullshit in Bulgaria. As a Bulgarian who lives in Germany since 2017, the budget 2026 project is absolutely unfair and a huge joke. You increase our taxes higher, and you increase our debt even higher as well just so you can steal our money? I am surprised that a lot of Gen Z protesters out there made you guys kind of change your mind about the budget. But you guys made a grave mistake of not resigning and giving it up. We all want a better and a prosperous Bulgaria where we decide what is best for us. Not in a corrupt country that decides what is good for us and what's bad for us and to rob us. That's why most people like me migrates to another country with lesser corruption there. What do I really think about the protests in Bulgaria? I approve of this such protest, but the riot is just a little too much. The destruction of the central buildings, yes, I can actually approve it because I really despise both Depesa and Gerb, including Peevski and Borisov. These two corrupt mafia assholes are the ones to blame for the destructions of their central buildings and the total chaos in Bulgaria the provocateurs have caused last night. And about the victims, at least above 10 people were arrested during the protests and the riot, including some who haven't caused any harm and were just watching the riot unfolding. That is an absolute violation of civil rights. Corruption at its finest. Yes, I do feel sorry for most of the injured officers who were hit by the provocateurs. It doesn't matter if they work for the corrupt government, I still have to feel sorry about the injured. Well, anyway. A lion has woke up yesterday and has shown that we citizens should never give up to corruption and the mafia. We Bulgarians have achieved something from this protest. And I wish I was part of it to show double support for my country. This protest seemed like it was only the beginning. We all want to make sure we take down this corrupt government and host a fair election. All these elections are totally rigged, and it's rigged by none other than the mafia. Now, before I conclude this video, I want to play you guys this song called There's No Such Country by my once favorite idol Slavy Trifonov, a song that was made in 2010 that basically describes our current situation in Bulgaria, so, you can listen to it. So, here you go.
вечер, уважаеми зрители. Спите ли? Поздравявам майките на нашите ръководители. До вчерашни мухлювци, а днеска до пета играят си на страшни и безкомпромисни ченгета и правят операции с позорни имена, октоподи, скариди и друга морска храна, а пред кабинетите ги чакат журналистките. Такива журналистки само да искате, още не са я качили в джипа, а тя вече посяга и сваля му ципа. Такъв е живота. Поздравявам всички вестници и главните редактори и техните заместници. Всеки пише за всичко, а от нищо не разбира. Толкова е гнусно, че не ми се коментира. Не ми говорете за закон и конституция. В тая държава всичко е проституция.
Пак ли ще живееш в лъжа?
Нема такава държава.
Пак ли ще търпиш и до кога?
Нема такава държава.
Няма смисъл от това и последната илюзия умря. В тая страна на власт и глупостта.
Добър вечер, уважаеми зрители. Спите ли? Колко данък ще вземат на народните будители? Двама-трима студенти уморено протестират. Няма шанс тук за тях. Най-добре да емигрират. Силиконов живот, силиконови цици, силиконови мечти и фалшиви политици. Всичките живеят в някаква тъпа реклама, в която свободата е сравнена с салама. Новините започват с дебат за бюджета. Ви дебати е бати, депутати и ментета. На трибуната качва се некъв педерас. Педерас, но облечен във власт. В устата му глупости, в очите му злоба. Той тая власт ще стиска до гроба. А щом свърши поредния смешен дебат, ще отиде да чука в студентския град.
Пак ли ще живееш в лъжа?
Нема такава държава.
Пак ли ще търпиш и до кога?
Нема такава държава.
Няма смисъл от това и последната илюзия умря. В тая страна на власт и глупостта.
Добър вечер, уважаеми зрители. Спите ли? Или чакате да дойдат поредните спасители? Колко пъти се повтаря старата история, изхвърляме единия, прегръщаме втория. Някой знае ли как един милиционер внезапно събужда се милионер? И нали уж са нови, а пак са си същите, правят се на шефове, гледат мрачно, мръщат се и изведнъж става ясно, че са пълни с имоти. И изведнъж става ясно, че са пълни идиоти. И какво да ги правим сега тия кавали, щом така или иначе вече сме ги избрали? Не ви ли омръзна да ви лъжат на дребно? Не ви ли омръзна да живеете бедно? До кога ще си траем, вече става банално? Толкова ли е трудно да живеем нормално?
Пак ли ще живееш в лъжа?
Нема такава държава.
Пак ли ще търпиш и до кога?
Нема такава държава.
Няма смисъл от това И последната иллюзия умря в тая страна на власт и глупостта.
Абе, нема такава държава.
Bring down the mafia. Bring down the corrupt government. Let's save Bulgaria together.